yourself were a victim of a police state during the Obama administration. I hope you don't mind me, asking you to tell that story as well. But you were targeted and you yourself were jailed under the Obama administration in a weaponized act of government. If you don't mind sharing your story.
There's a campaign finance law that sets a limit as to the amount of money you can give to a candidate. I overenthusiastically exceeded the campaign finance limit to help a friend of mine, a longtime college friend who was running for office in New York. Now, normally they're like, okay, you get a fine, you get community service. But no, they brought the full force of the government on me. And the reason was that just a few weeks earlier, I had released a movie very damaging to Obama called 2016 Obama's America in 2,000 theaters. Now, when I speak on campus, people go, well, Dinesh, what makes you think Obama watched your stupid movie? And I go, well, while the movie was in the theaters, I was regularly being attacked on a website known as BarackObama.com. So that's where I get the idea that the vindictive narcissist in the White House, Obama, didn't really like my film. And sure enough, a few weeks later, the FBI comes banging on my door. Now, interestingly, this was in 2013. I saw it as a one-off. I saw it as just like an act of political revenge. I was like, oh, I should have known there's going to be a target on my back. But I didn't see it as a precursor, as a prelude to what would happen to Carter Page, Papadopoulos, Michael Flynn, Roger Stone, of course, now Trump. So the escalation of the police state with such rapidity has come as a surprise to me.
Yeah. And along with being jailed, you also have had your bank account shut down like I have. And so you are, because of your exposés of high profile Democrats, your films on Obama and Hillary, not only have you been jailed, but also you, like me, had your Chase bank account shut down. And I know that when this happened to me when I was living in New York, you texted me and you're like, wow, it's really interesting that you said you got banned from Chase because the same thing happened to me and I didn't really think anything of it, Laura. But now I'm starting to think that they really are targeting people, and come to find out, right? Project Veritas did an undercover expose, and lo and behold, they were targeting Trump supporters. You had Chase Bank deciding that they weren't going to give Trump supporters certain account access, high-profile Trump supporters, and that's another example of weaponized government because the terms of deplatforming and the concept of deplatforming was developed, as you talked about in your movie, and as I've written about in my book, as a counterterrorism tactic. Dinesh, deplatforming originally was created by the FBI and federal law enforcement agencies as a way to counter online recruitment for Islamic terrorist organizations. Debanking was done similarly to freeze the bank accounts of Islamic terrorists across the world and in America from terror financing. But now we see those same tactics being weaponized in conjunction with, you have social media. We learned from the tech hearings they're working on private cloud server technology to censor and silence conservatives. Were you able in this film to interview any tech executives as well, or anybody within the social media companies? Because we know that there's this sinister relationship between big tech and the DOJ and how they target Trump supporters.
Yeah, we certainly have whistleblowers from Google, whistleblowers from YouTube, from Facebook in the movie, telling shocking things about the government collusion, but also about the arrogance of these digital platforms. I mean, one of the themes that Google has been stressing to its employees is that they're not just a search engine. They're not just a facilitator of people finding out information. In fact, they see their task as one of, and I kid you not, programming human beings. They believe that human beings are sort of programmable, and the way you program a human being is you control the flow of information. That
Hillary Clinton thinks the same thing, right? Isn't that what she just said the other day? She said that we need to send Trump supporters to camps so that they can be deprogrammed. So I'm not really shocked that they think that way, because you have Hillary Clinton who literally just said that the other day.
And when people say things like this, I think also to people, and people who've lived in other societies, Eastern Europe and so on, they recognize that this rhetoric is not only exaggerated, it's very dangerous. Because some people go, well, Hillary, there she goes again, basket of deplorables. But no, my mind flashes back to like Waco. When, remember, the federal government sets fire to these buildings, kills all these families, roasts people alive, basically. And then a lot of Americans go, well, I didn't really like it, but guess what? Those people were kooks. They were freaks. They were cult members. Who knows what they were doing in those places? So my point is that the reference to MAGA supporters as being cult members, they need to be deprogrammed, isn't just a kind of high-tempered exaggeration. it is a dehumanization that is often a prelude to incarceration. Of course, in the Nazi case, extermination. But even in the Waco case, a lot of people died because of that dehumanization.